Picture this. Somewhere right now, someone is speaking your name, but not with kindness. They are saying it with a twist in their mouth, as if your very existence irritates them. Perhaps they mock you to their friends, smirk when you walk into a room, or secretly hope you fail. You might even feel their energy before you see their face. The tension, the passive-aggressive jabs, the subtle digs. Now imagine that instead of plotting revenge, instead of sharpening your tongue or fists, you do something more terrifying. You refuse to play the game. You do not strike back. You do not defend yourself. You do not even flinch. Instead, you live in such a way that their hatred becomes useless. You become unshakable. Your calm becomes their torment. Your discipline becomes their mirror. Your endurance makes their resentment look small. And when the time is right, you forgive. Not to be virtuous for show, but because you are done carrying the weight they tried to put on your shoulders. That is the Stoic way. That is how you hurt those who hate you, not by lowering yourself, but by rising so high that they can no longer touch you. Today, I will show you 4 ways to do exactly that, with depth, examples, and practical steps you can use every day. 1. Stay unshaken. The power of refusing to react. The first and most crucial weapon in this invisible war is self-control. Your enemies want a reaction. They thrive on seeing you angry, flustered, off balance. When you stay calm, you take away their victory. Think about it. Every provocation is bait. The moment you snap, they win. They know they can still control you. Stoicism teaches that it is not the insult itself that hurts us, but our judgment that the insult is important. If you decide their words are meaningless, they lose their sting. Practical example. Imagine someone leaves a nasty comment about you online. You feel your pulse rise, your fingers itch to respond. You write a clever reply in your head, but you delete it. You walk away. You do not give them the satisfaction of pulling you into their drama. Later, they check if you responded and find nothing. That silence is louder than anything you could have said. It tells them, you are not important enough to disturb my peace. Techniques to strengthen your composure. Micropauses. Before reacting to provocation, take one slow breath. It interrupts the emotional reflex. Reframing insults. Instead of they attacked me, think they revealed who they are. This turns insult into information. Journaling triggers. Keep a log of what provokes you most and track your improvement over time. Staying unshaken doesn't mean becoming passive. It means becoming deliberate. It means you choose when to speak and when to ignore. And that choice terrifies those who depend on your anger for relevance. 2. Build a disciplined, meaningful life. Once you stop reacting, the next step is to live so well that your life itself becomes an indictment of your haters. Your enemies hope you will fail, stagnate, or sink to their level. When instead you rise with discipline, excellence, and consistency, they cannot stand it. Your life becomes a mirror showing them what they could be, but are not. What discipline looks like: morning rituals. Begin each day with intention. Journaling, exercise, meditation. You start the day already ahead. Sharpening the mind. Read daily, learn something new, engage in deep thought. A sharp mind cannot be easily provoked. Upholding standards. Live by principles. Honesty, respect, patience. These standards become your armor. Why this hurts them? Because they are watching. Even if you never see it, they are checking if you failed, if you crumbled. And each time you refuse to collapse, each time you rise, build, improve, their narrative about you is shattered. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." You are not trying to one-up them. You are simply building a life that is too solid to be shaken by their malice. Long-term payoff. Over months, then years, this discipline compounds. Your health improves, your mind sharpens, your work advances, your relationships strengthen. Meanwhile, those who wasted time hating are stuck in the same place. And when they compare their life to yours, they feel the cut, not from anything you did, but from what they refused to do. 3. Outlive their hate. Let time do the work. Hate is exhausting. It burns quickly and leaves the hater empty. But if you live intentionally, patiently, and steadily, you will outlast them. The wisdom of endurance. Seneca warned that seeking vengeance leads us away from the purpose of our lives. Hatred is a detour. Endurance puts you back on the road of purpose. This is not about merely surviving, it is about thriving over time. Every day you spend focused on building, you grow farther from the past. Every year that goes by, the grip of resentment loosens. Visualize 10 years ahead. Picture yourself a decade from now. You have built a strong career, a peaceful home, a wise mind. And those who hated you, many will have forgotten why they hated. Others will still be angry, but their anger will look ridiculous compared to the life you have created. That is the deepest wound. Not only did you survive, you outgrew them, and you did so without wasting a single drop of strength on retaliation. 4. Forgive publicly and mean it. This is the final and most terrifying blow. When you forgive, truly forgive, you declare that they no longer have power over you. Forgiveness, when authentic, is a message that says, I have buried the harm you tried to do, and I buried it inside the stronger person I became. Forgiveness as liberation. Forgiveness is not surrender, it is freedom. It means you are no longer chained to the memory of the wrong. The hater cannot haunt you because you have already let it go. Public forgiveness. Doing it publicly is not about virtue signaling, like it is about closing the loop. It tells them and the world, you are not significant enough to poison my future. The result? They lose their last weapon, the ability to bait you into hatred. Your forgiveness becomes the final punishment because it shows you have already won. Deep reflections beyond the 4 steps. The video lays out 4 elegant strategies, but to truly live them requires deeper understanding. Let us explore the mindset shift, the challenges, and the rewards in more detail. The courage it takes. Staying calm when provoked is one of the hardest things a human can do. It is much easier to lash out, to clap back, to fight, but that kind of quick victory often leads to regret. True courage is quiet. It is the decision to hold your ground even when every part of you wants to retaliate. Handling escalation. Sometimes silence can embolden bullies. Stoicism does not teach passivity, it teaches measured response. If harm escalates, you are still allowed to protect yourself, to set legal and personal boundaries. What you refuse to do is let hatred control your internal state. Transforming hate into fuel. Hate can actually become your ally if you use it as fuel for growth. Every insult can become motivation. To work harder, to refine your character, to rise even higher. Not to prove them wrong, but to prove yourself right. Practical toolkit for viewers. Here is a concrete guide you can apply after watching this video. Daily reflection. Each night, write down how you reacted to adversity. Did you stay calm? Where can you improve tomorrow? Mental rehearsal. In the morning, visualize possible provocations and picture yourself staying composed. Discipline habits. Set a morning ritual, exercise, journaling, reading that signals your commitment to growth. Boundaries. Clearly define what behavior you will and will not tolerate. Calmly enforce those limits. Forgiveness practice. Write letters of forgiveness, even if you never send them. This helps you process and release resentment. Why this approach works? Because hatred feeds on attention. When you give it none, it starves. When you flourish, it withers. When you forgive, it dies. This approach is not just about hurting your enemies, it is about healing yourself. It makes you free, strong, dignified. And paradoxically, that freedom is what wounds your haters most, because it shows them they never owned you. Final words. The terrifying peace. There is a kind of peace that frightens people, the peace of someone who cannot be provoked, cannot be shaken, cannot be baited into hate. This peace is not passive, it is powerful. When you walk through life with that level of composure, you send a message, I am no longer at war. And that is the deepest cut of all, because your enemy is left swinging at the air, fighting a battle you no longer care to fight. So stay calm, live with discipline, outlast their hate, forgive and mean it, and watch how the very people who wanted to see you broken are instead forced to witness your unbreakable rise.